Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Game of Thrones. Last time on Game of Thrones, we had Mockingbird. Basically, it was sort of the in-between episode of Tyrion's trial, just coming off of his demand for trial by combat. He asked Jaime to take on whoever Cersei's champion would be, and Jaime says, I can't do it, I'm not skilled anymore. And so then Tyrion decides, okay, well, I guess I'll just have to go with Bronn then. And then they realize, oh, Cersei's champion is the Mountain. She's not pulling any punches here. She's going straight for her best. And Bronn doesn't want to be the champion if he's going against the Mountain. Yeah, and the resolution of that basically is that Oberyn Martell has volunteered to be Tyrion's champion. He will face the Mountain for, his revenge for his sister. And yeah, meanwhile, we had some talk about Stannis' daughter and how the Lord of Light needs her. We had Daenerys basically sending out the Second Sons and Jorah to Yunkai and giving them an ultimatum, basically. Either hold on to what you... hold on to your slavery, basically, and die, basically, or you can, live in my world. It's like, die in your world or live in mine, basically. And then we cut over to Sansa in the Eyrie. And there was a bit of conflict between her and Robin and Lysa, and then Peter stepped in, saved Sansa, and pushed Lysa out the moon door. So yeah, that was fun. So yeah, with that being said, this is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. Let's stick to this episode and previous episodes of Game of Thrones that I've reacted to. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this episode of Game of Thrones. Here we go. Oh, is it the wildlings? Yeah, it is the wildlings. Ah, dang it. The kid. Come on. Good. Yeah, you do look a little creepy. You're just kind of a head floating.
I'm Theon Greyjoy, son of Balon, heir to the Iron Islands.
And what are you really?
I'm Reek.
Are you sure? You do look very much like a lord.
Yeah.
Formidable.
You do look like
Wow.
Theon Greyjoy.
Lord Bolton implores you to protect your men and abandon this fortress you can no longer hold. Do this, and he will be just and fair with you as he has been with me.
I cannot tell
The Boltons will
if
give
he
you
means
safe
it or not.
passage to the stony shore.
Fuck you, Where in the hell are you buttering?
Oh!
If we yield, we live. Is that what it says on this paper here?
Yes. Have
Okay.
your men raise the white flag and open the gates. We're going home.
You didn't really think I'd let them go, did you?
Oh.
It's fallen out of fashion. Playing. Sad.
True.
That was like disturbing yet comedic timing. Just switching over like that.
She was an odd fish, everyone knew that. But suicide. She adored that boy of hers.
Let me fetch her.
No need. We prefer to hear her testimony unadulterated.
Oh, shit. Alright. Just kind of go with it. Please tell me you at least heard the word suicide.
Come closer, child.
I'm sorry, Lord Baelish. I have to tell the truth.
Aw, come on. He did you a solid, though.
And then
Yeah.
one day she saw him kiss me.
Oh.
Sansa.
It was a peck on the cheek, Lord Royce, nothing more.
Oh, okay.
Lord Baelish is my uncle now, in truth, by marriage. He's always been so kind to me. I was so
Okay.
happy to be here, to be free.
So she's altering it a bit.
It's
All
not your
right.
fault,
Look at
sweet
him.
girl.
Give like a wink. Although that was pretty emotional.
It's not.
Oh shit. That's a fucking look. Alright, nice job. That is a look of, I just paid your debt.
Do you support the Lannisters, the house that executed your friend Ned Stark?
Well, of course we don't support the damn Lannisters.
No. Catelyn Stark begged her sister for support and Lysa refused. By staying
Yeah.
out of the fray, sickly little boys sometimes become powerful men.
More often, they die young.
I adored Lysa with all my heart.
So he wants
Her son
Robin to
so
go
much she
against
became
Tywin.
Overprotective. Time for him to tour the Vale, to visit all the castles in his domain. Time for Robin to leave the nest.
Oh, okay. Want him to become an actual leader, not just the boy.
Who sent you?
What is that hand? What do you got, Barristan?
You spied on her.
Oh, damn.
Who gave you this?
They ratted him out.
Let me speak with her in private. You'll never be alone with her again.
Damn. Damn, Barristan. Oh god, it's like going to the principal's office. God, how many interrogations are in this episode?
Why were you pardoned? Unless you're saying this document was forged?
It is not forged.
Why then?
Oh, I'm so nervous.
Letters to Varys.
That wine merchant tried to poison me because of your information.
I stopped you from drinking his wine.
Because you knew it was poisoned.
I suspected.
You betrayed me. From the first.
Forgive me. I never meant.
And she's on a real murder spree, too.
You sold my If you found in Marine past break of day, I'll have your head thrown into Slaver's Bay. Okay.
Damn. Man. But, oh. But he turned over a new leaf, and you're just seeing the other leaf he had. Now I'm sad.
No, not Ramsay Snow. Open it. From this day until your last day, you are Ramsay Bolton,
Oh, damn.
son of Roose Bolton, Warden of the North.
I will be worthy of you, father.
That's why I've heard Ramsay Bolton before. Wow, alright. I mean, he does need an heir if he's going to be the warden.
Lady Arryn died. 3 days ago.
Damn. Oh. Damn. Laughing at his misery.
Shall we go?
It's a bit of a different dress.
You think being tormented from birth would have given you some affinity for the afflicted?
On the contrary, laughing at another person's misery was the only thing that made me feel like everyone else.
Joke wore thin, though.
Tried to stop Olsen once.
He was twice your size.
He just pushed me aside with a coon. Kept on smashing. Every day. Until that mule kicked him in the chest and killed him.
Huh.
You shouldn't drink before a fight.
You learned this during your years in the fighting pits. I always drink before a fight.
It could get you killed. It could get me killed.
Jeez.
You're going to fight that?
I'm going to kill that.
He's very confident.
Don't leave me alone in this world.
Never.
Man, all he has is a spear. Now he's just showing off.
I'm going to hear you confess before you die. You
Really?
raped my sister.
Man, he really is moving. He is amazing with that spear. Ah, shit, why did I say that? Oh! Uh-oh. Come on, man. Oh! He's doing it.
You raped her! You murdered her!
Oh! Go for those tendons.
Say her name! You raped her! You murdered her!
Is he even alive?
Her children! Say it!
Oh, crap. Oh, damn, that knocked out a lot of teeth.
Elia Martell.
Oh, no. Oh! Wait, are they both dead?
Tyrion Lannister
Is guilty.
in the name of King Tommen of the House Baratheon, first of his name, you're hereby sentenced to death.
Jeez. I knew he was getting too cocky. Ah, man, a one-season character. That's interesting. Oh, my eyes. Oh, God, I'm gonna have, like, a mild headache for the rest of the day. Freaking, oh. He was getting too cocky. He was getting way too cocky. He was way too cocky. And I was like, no, this is not going to end well. Something's going to happen. But at the same time, I was like, but he has to kind of win because shouldn't Tyrion live? I feel like they're not going to kill Tyrion like this. I don't know, man. I don't know. Fucking Mountain. He got it, but that's the thing. He got enough. If he had just finished the job, if he hadn't forced that confession, he would have won. Ugh. Yeesh. Oh, my head. Still, I don't... Ugh. Ah! And see, I also kind of figured, like... Okay, because I knew, okay, this episode is called The Mountain and the Viper. So I was like, okay, well, then that must be... So now we're getting the fight between the Mountain and the Viper. So, and I was like, okay, so that's interesting. But I was also like, well, wait a second, this is episode 8. And I was like, well, wait. Then what is episode 9? Because episode 9 is our big, like, climax episode. It has been for the past 3 seasons. Baelor, Blackwater, the Reigns of Castamere, those have all been episode 9, and they've all been our big climax of the season. So I was thinking to myself, like, what could it be? Like if this is the fight, if this episode is the fight, then what's next episode? Because this season, I guess, now that I'm kind of looking back on it a bit, this season has been not primarily focused, but one of the overarching stories of this has been Joffrey's murder, because that was in episode 2. So we go from Joffrey's murder all the way to now with Tyrion's trial and the trial by combat. So yeah, it's like, how does this get resolved? I guess with his execution. I don't know. Maybe Bronn will come save him or something. Or something. Maybe someone will just come save Tyrion, but I don't know who would. It's too fucking cocky. He was getting too cocky, and his desire for the confession was too big. And okay, if you're gonna do that, do it at a distance, for God's sake. That's the problem is that he got too close and the mountain just swept him onto the ground. It's like I would be like at least 2 feet away, get out of arm's reach of this guy, and then make him confess. Man, and I really liked Oberyn too. He was like one of my favorite characters of this season. Now he's just gone. Only in 8 episodes, and man, he did leave a big impact. I don't know. Ugh. Yeah, he just got too cocky, and there's nothing. Like, what do you do? Like, and I kind of thought, like, when the fight started, like, he's already really cocky that he's gonna do this, and it's like, I don't know. That was not like filmed. Like, it wasn't like filmed or shot. Like, nothing. Like, the entire time, I'm like, something doesn't seem right here. Like, he's too cocky. He's getting a little too. I don't know. It's like this is not being shot in his favor. Like, he wasn't humbled before, like, if that's even the word to say. Like, normally, like, even if they are too cocky, maybe they get knocked down and they get back up and it's like, okay, now I gotta take this really seriously, and then they do it. That's like filming a fight 101, a dramatic fight. When you want a fight to be good and dramatic, that's what you do. But they didn't film it like that. They filmed it like he was too cocky the whole time. He got knocked down a couple times, but that didn't do anything to him. So yeah. But by the way, apparently this is the word of the day, is cocky. So yeah, I don't know how many times I can say it. Maybe I don't. Oh, wouldn't that be funny if I put up a counter for how many times I say cocky? Am I gonna remember to do that? I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, it's too cocky. Too cocky. Now I'm saying it intentionally in case I do put up a counter. If I don't put up a counter, one of you guys can put the count in the description. Or not the description, the comments. That'd be fun. Yeah, I'll make you guys do work. Count how many times I say the word cocky by the end of this video. Okay. Let's go over the other notes, basically. So I wrote down Mance approaches. So that was interesting that, because I was kind of wondering, like, if the wildlings got over the wall, why haven't they gone for Castle Black yet? But it does seem that, I guess they were just a distance from Castle Black, and they've slowly been getting closer and killing everyone in their path, basically. So that's the thing, is that now with that town destroyed, the wildlings' next target will be Castle Black. Oh god. The wildlings' next target will be Castle Black, and from that will be around the time that Mance basically reaches the wall. So that's interesting. And it's also cool that it is cool that Ygritte spared Gilly and the baby. That was at least good, because that's the thing. It's like, that's the thing, is like, yes, she's a bit more, she's a bit better than the other wildlings, but at the same time, she is killing a lot of people. So it's like she has a bit of morals, I guess, to her. Don't kill a woman and her child, I guess. So, yeah. I wrote down Theon/Reek. I guess it is very clear. Like, you guys keep telling me that it is very clear that there really isn't anything left of Theon, and he really is Reek. And he's been tortured for so long. And yes, it's true. I've been holding out hope that at some point Theon will switch back to being Theon, and like it will basically be that he's kept his sanity. He's somehow been able to keep his sanity after all this time, but unless he's just still waiting for the right moment, there is pretty much like overwhelming evidence that basically says, yes, he is just Reek now. He does not believe that he is Theon Greyjoy anymore, which sucks, but yeah. Okay, so this note is wrong, technically. I wrote Sansa cuts out Baelish because I thought that he was basically she was gonna sell him out and confess everything, because, she was confessing everything, that she was Sansa Stark, and that Aunt Lysa was jealous and stuff. But then she started to, like, once you got towards, when she was killed, basically, she started to change the story up. She said, she saw Lord Baelish kiss me, and they were like, oh, brr, what? That's I don't know why I did that, but that was funny. But they were like, what? He kissed you? And she said, like, no, it was just on the cheek. It wasn't anything, like, bad. And it's like, okay, that's the first time in this whole story she's telling. This is the first time that she's changing the story. And then she twists it to be that, yes, Lysa was still, pretty much attacking Sansa. And then Baelish came in, but instead of Baelish pushing her out, she just, killed herself, basically. So it does line up with the suicide. It does line up with Baelish's suicide angle, but it gives the context, because Baelish just said, well, it was suicide. Are you sure? That's basically what they were saying. It's like, are you sure? That doesn't seem like something she would do, but Sansa gives the context for that, to where now they believe, yeah, it was suicide. That makes sense. So that was interesting. I wrote down the Vale versus Tywin. So I don't think this note is exactly accurate either. At first I was thinking, like, Baelish was talking to the people of the Lords of the Vale, and was saying, we need, if you stand against Tywin Lannister, you need to actually stand against Tywin Lannister. And they said, like, he said basically, like, when Catelyn came for support from her sister, Lysa denied her any support, basically. But then they do say, it's like, well, what should we do? Robb Stark is dead. There's no one else to rally behind. And then, so this basically leads into not exactly that Baelish wants the Vale to turn on and fully, go after the Lannisters. I don't think he's quite there yet. He could definitely do that, but I don't think he's quite to that point. I don't think he's trying to make that point just yet. But he is making the point that Robin needs to become the Lord of the Vale. He needs to understand how to actually do his job. Because pretty much since Jon Arryn's death, well, even probably before that, since Jon Arryn became Hand of the King, Lysa has been in charge, basically. Because, Jon Arryn was away being the Hand of the King, and so the only one there that would be left to make these decisions would be Lysa. But now that she's dead, Robin needs to learn how to do this job and be the Lord of the Vale. So that's interesting. The next thing I wrote down was Jorah's pardon. So that's interesting. Okay. So that's interesting that... why did the note come now? Because here's the thing, is that... Why did the note come now? he got the note. He already got the royal pardon. He already got the pardon. That was in season 1. Because he was approached by the kid in that one town who said, "The spider sends his greetings. You've been given a royal pardon." So he already knew he was pardoned. So why did the note come now, exactly? Or even, like, did they send another note in order to try to get him out of there? Or did they happen to find it? Like, who exactly was the kid? Because Sir Barris didn't even ask, like, who sent you to do this? And the kid didn't say, he just handed him the letter. And I assumed that the hand mark, like, I assume that's Varys? Is that Varys? Or is that... I don't know, actually. Yeah, so how exactly did... Why is it that Barristan got the note of that? I don't know. And it is interesting... You want to talk about someone cutting someone out of their lives? They cut Jorah out just completely. Which makes sense. Like, they are angry. Barristan, says, like, you'll never be alone with her again. He is taken up... this is exactly what he would do as the Queen's Guard. And I understand that Daenerys is furious about this. But they don't exactly see that... They don't see that Jorah turned over a new leaf. All that Daenerys sees is the fact that he was a spy. Which, it wasn't just him. Because there was the guy in, like, the first few episodes of the show, I remember. But the guy that this was before Jorah, I think. But the guy that, like, introduced Viserys and Daenerys to Khal Drogo. And then later on, like, maybe 1 or 2 episodes later, might have been a little later than that, but it was a few episodes later in season 1 that we saw that guy talking to Varys in King's Landing. So, and we never saw that guy again. I don't know. So, I mean, that was sort of the same thing, but then then I guess they had Jorah spy on them. Yeah. So, it's like, on the one hand, I understand why she's furious. I totally do. But on the other hand, it's like, you gotta cut Jorah a little slack, but she's totally justified in her anger. So yeah, that sucks, but why exactly did they get the letter now? Why is it that they're just now finding out about Jorah's pardon? That's what I want to know. And Jorah's treachery, him being a spy. I wrote down Ramsay Bolton. I said when we were first introduced to the character, it's like, oh, Ramsay Snow. And it's like, I think I've heard Ramsay Bolton before. And it's like, I guess this was why. So yeah, I've heard the name Ramsay Bolton before, and I thought it was similar to how I've heard the name Joffrey Lannister. Joffrey isn't Joffrey Lannister, he was Joffrey Baratheon, but that's just how I heard that. So I was like, okay, well, that must just be the same thing with Ramsay Snow. But no, now he is the true heir to Roose Bolton. And that means he's the heir to the North. And if Roose dies, Ramsay will be the Warden of the North. That's not a good family to put there. I don't know who else you would put there, but that's not good. That's not a good. So yeah. The poor North. That just sucks. So yeah. I wrote down the Hound / Arya. Oh god. again, a bit less than, you know, in Reigns of Castamere, but it is sort of the same thing. Is they finally get there. They finally get to her family, and something goes wrong. Now this is more comedic that, you know, Lysa is dead, and that means no one can pay for Arya. Although, maybe, screen went black, whatever. We're back, hey. But maybe, Lord Baelish could pay. If Baelish could pay, and considering he's with Sansa right now, so you would think they would. But yeah, that was really funny that they finally get there and Lysa's dead and no one can, she's not going to pay you. And Arya realizes how funny that is and just starts laughing at him. That's hilarious. And then the last two things I wrote down are the Mountain versus the Viper and the confession. He got too caught up in his revenge. And see, it's also interesting because like this would be it. This would be how, you know, we free Tyrion from this whole regicide thing, and we get rid of the Mountain because God, we need to get rid of the Mountain. So yeah, it's like he was just too cocky. There's like nothing else I can say about that. He was just too cocky. And his desire for a confession, like he could have just killed him and gotten the vengeance, but he was too confident, he was too sure of himself, and his drive for a confession from the Mountain cost him his life and Tyrion's life now. Oh my gosh. He just completely blew it. His one chance and he blew it. Yeah. So we'll see what happens next time. Next time we have Season 4, Episode 9. That'll be fun. I'm sure that'll be fun. So yeah. With that all being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Game of Thrones reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later. Cocky.